Yaba munya bache mu akwaba efa emra Adom TV eso ene eda memreda January bosumida etosudu afimpimienu ne adwenu eisia Ebenezer ni asafrade de ababedru enie. So this will be your usual regular weekend socio-political show. Nnawotwe yeah, the bro, me de bia free Nnawotwe ekosi nondu ebre. Na medi they akwasi esiam tem de mamenyu akojo brace. Yeah, all the time djumadi enwo echia me. Me be the small do a edi ehim Nnawotwe mu enyina. Mienu miesa ye di mu akotene ye pa Nnawotwe betena se ni abobo ni edi ho enko ni abadwafo atena se na yatesesem na so wetim do adwen kire so abeboa sene bia adwumadi ne betimi awie peyo ye ba wie adwumadi ne be bia ahoma na to na so wetimi afre na do adwen kire enso abadwumadi esom na asem akoda ye pronso ba be de ho enkomo ye 1 year in office of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama led NDC government. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebetena Ghana banya katesui na no kwada etwemi ene afi ba ko pepepe yo so akofrem esuan kan tam din siese obehwe ama Ghana afantu papa ede efra afi ba ko entem enie se no manage na pen etie efe sikasem ya pomodin yangalam se efa atentrene attorney general atenaye efa abai ene amanfo kita ho edie just efa bibia wo abamu abosumi makomako dumienu entem nie se na wo ankasa akọ ede amawo eyade a aso wani anafisi be bi won makose ba pani na apamfo etimi ehye bu kena ye pase na be betimi awie peyo ede ama omamu enyina anafisi be bi won ma wadie ebi sida His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ba ye waye amana broso ayefe aye akono aye kama sana nso hunu nanam anase we de ndam mampadi ahadie e ka tere wani ehwe wonum yi aka beboa omamu enyina we de komokese na paye ba bedi saso na NPP am yokoso enyina akono 31st day of January 2026 Ghana 276 constituencies ni nyina NPP adehie wo ho kwanya so betimi ato aba actually the pobedi NPP amyokono anim as a part ni Frank Antony no sabato beba so on 31st January afia emu and somehow do a ekosuo kasawodo ya ekosuo watibi and kabom na NPP amyokoso bope e de crucify 2028 elections no uru sa kabom se ahyase efifi and I once no ahyase eke kan ayensemu a ahwe betimi atete party no kwa ma party no kwa no atete apansam kra na edebedi ho enkomo edaso onya bre na no afidie ato Adom TV na ahwe na ahwe first one yehwe first year in office of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama you this package for you Adopay
Abosumi dumienu atwam na ase emada ejebo enya bedru mampani John Dramani Mahama ne maye etoso mienu ene ene afe pepepe ene oso afenamu eso akire Ghanafo omanfo bisa se afe ba akuni a oso afenamu no akosisen wono manyamfaso wo aba wono mutoma na fimpi mienu ni adwene nan mu ana yenka aka ye ho kakra ensem ba akumienu bi a esiye obra na mampani eso afenamu esai akire Ghanafo ni bie
Excellency, kindly say after me. This is the oath of allegiance. I,
John Dramani Mahama,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance.
And allegiance.
To the Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
As by law established.
As by law established.
That I will uphold.
And that I will uphold.
The sovereignty.
The sovereignty.
And integrity.
And integrity.
Of Ghana.
Of Ghana.
And that I will preserve.
And that I will preserve.
Protect.
Protect.
And defend.
And defend.
The Constitution.
The Constitution.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ebra wo so afenamu wieye na odene nkasa ye tudwa no ensem bi na oka ede hye Ghana fo bo yentie bi ai
We focus our initial efforts on 4 critical areas. The first is economic restoration and stabilization of the macroeconomic environment. The second is the improvement of the business and investment environment to ensure that Ghana is once again open for business. The third is governance and constitutional reforms. And the final, but not the least, is accountability and the fight against corruption. Every reason for hope. But we must also have faith, because faith empowers us to trust the things that will happen.
Afeedie mampani atena konwa so bio hye ne dwumadi ase wo hye bo se onyi asoafo mo wono mmoro adusia ampa so odi so pepepe opepon bo so me de to so nsia afimpi mienu ne aduonunum ya wo dwumadi hye ase afene ne pepepe afei oyi asoafo dodo no a eka ho a sede o man na mamra te no yeso mo komra hye bedwam na wonom ekototo wonano bra okopie mra hye bedwam no nyema bi a esisi wo honom a edi se ye kai Ghana fo ebi nie.
Honorable Haruna Idrisu eti saying in crying for Nnawotwe.
Mate, cantonese, baby.
Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, that's not allowed by our rules. Mr. Chairman,
because industrious woman, she takes care of you. Are you suggesting that she also paid your school fees for your UK program?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that this committee has asked me to furnish them records of my fees that were paid.
Mr. Chairman,
and this all this. Their leaders are trying to separate them, and none of them will allow this to happen. And they've been separated as we speak. But this is chaos. This.
Mampani amamuo no ahyase nafua wahane aduonu edi kan wahihye ebobi ya ebi ne se eto ya asa wudi sika ema na obi abefu kwan so a wonom etiye ofre ni 11 no otwam afei so free sanitary pad ya wode ma esukufo ma no so wode bebo ade eto bi te se ukotwa beti bi na wudi a watimu wahamobu pan du no so mampani ayi firi ho ebra mampani de ne nsa ehye krata ase asan mra eyi sa atoi efiri ho so yentie biai.
This is the Electronic Transfer Levy Repeal Bill. That's the famous e-levy bill. I'll proceed to sign it. Okay, I've just given assent to the repeal of the famous e-levy bill. Now, this is the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2025 to remove withholding tax on winnings from lottery, betting, and games of chance. This is the famous betting tax repeal bill. And so I'll assent to it, 2nd April 2025. So betting tax is gone.
Ghana enam kwampa so a okenanim asemisa ne se aban yi obeto aso na wanam sa kwan no so a dia kwawieye ye hwe de wabomodin no edoso echen de sese wo yire no ho ye edida so ho ye hwe emfie miensa akai.
Okay, so this is a compilation of the first year in office of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and it will be a ACC year within the first 12 months here. Ghana, they share to media a share on the NDC, Amayoko, and some. Tebedi and combo, Sammy Kakans, also artificial, no, when you say Wakas and Suwo, of view, said His Excellency John Dramani Mahama led NDC a buying out to Ghana for the past 12 months here, they assure more and say. Mamma Umra, I will just forward Nasi, Yemesha Kubanase. Yes, I'm a comment, be a major for Atlas Ebeshe as a doctor to Tubuai, a political marketer. Your child, your University of Education, Winneba, Doctor, Dr. Boko, Bibia Sheye, yeah, Danyamiasi. You would also, yeah,
Really by fine. They say
Yeah, to 2 BBA pepper.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Here, University of Education. We do actually for any administration,
yeah.
Any students and first years any continuing students
okay. You see, Monday, and so a member of the NPP National Communications team. You see what here? NPP muye.
Don't phone your group on the room.
And it is so.
Bibia beto
NPP.
Bibia yegui.
Okay.
Bibia for muda.
Okay.
Na nyame ya adom na so mo bibia mo ya. Arehemu o hose nyankopon ya adom a.
NPP so be say.
Okay.
Honorable Dan Kwesi Ashiama, a former member of Parliament, Marisha Women say. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, as of June 2025, Esheled Munyami, the acting executive director at Ghana Complementary Education Agency. Into director.
I don't. Some of I don't tea.
Boko dear.
Oh, Boko.
Area me say. Now, what agency no? What your partner say?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a first time maybe we agency in Bokra.
And son and Nepanu who na formerly the non-formal.
Okay.
Non-formal education now.
Okay.
Assistant Edino.
Yeah.
During his time.
Okay.
Now, Assistant Edino on the premise say na my brother for a yard also. Been to me to school so and now morning san ejuma this titi non formal no ho dia yensisa di no na yensan fa ejuma fufuro bi nsan kan
okay
nkodo ko class 1 to class 3 no ebi obi ni papa ni sika na bibia to nchem bia to ntia na ntokwa nti no onko school bio yenhwehwe omo wo impotem ye offices wo na ye ma omo ntitie ono betimi atwa school so no makoso ono omanyia omuntimi na ya ma omunsano edwuma kakra okay ebe say insano edwuma agencies eya mi no ana mi ensan ye omamu yesu ye ka ho
okay ene nyame no wadi ni ye
yeah na wase
mampani ashwe
nyame ye hene mampani de wa ye
Dr. Tutubwai 12 months Thursday Fridays 12 months 3 days in office of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and NDC Abai. On a face value, Ubebuan say.
Yo, Bessie, I mention Abigafo. I mention Omano Muyajuma. Mention Ghana Mine. Let me say 12 months. I say a quite tinting be a day. And I'm going to kind of say, the Shebe Bia Ghana is free. Ababi Siberia Gria, which are data records from economic development, physical discipline, we share conduct of government officials. Now the two living standards and nominate Nasifo one. The worker said, Abaya Otisui, John Dramani Mahama, the first year in government, why are they? Oji free in Semwa, a year. Say, so check Ghana, say, Braino, will be a analysis, that is shall say free inflation.
Yeah.
This inflation about below 6%.
It's a 5.3% if I'm correct.
Yeah. And the Tosin Ghana for talk about economic issues. Again, the sounds kind about forex. Yeah. Exchange rate, that is the weight of Ghana CD. Ahmadiya, the call, your friend say, we are say. So, let me say, so share forex, especially in terms of dollar. Okay. With the Ghana is count to $2 one. Let me say, and also about from Kakra.
Okay, so as of Tuesday now, according to Bank of Ghana, the last post or year on the daily exchange rate, dollar was trading around 10.5 for buying and 10.6 for selling.
So that's the interbank rate, right?
Yeah, interbank rate, yeah.
And just say, and also so, yeah. Oko Ejim Alcotadia. I'm say post COVID. COVID actually no. normal prices cost yeah a normal ni bi wo ha ne bo ne ma fo so but the bi on so a ma fo wo fa aduane afam aba fo bibi ti se car okay me car me use nanka price no those is not from below 100,000 crowd we be okay but I say this on the number 200,000 Ghana cedis yeah.
The same brand,
the same model,
the same brand,
yeah.
the same year.
The same year.
Okay.
The same year. Which 200,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Enti actually say economy ni baby ko ye baby nso so enhye da enya nyina so esa eyentotoye na ban no eye enti emi say ebedru baby no obetaka no nkakra na oman no so ekọ nanim so far the first year of NDC in government now far the first year of Nanado Aban in government what they etoto ho you cannot say ebia first year of NDC in government no omaya the chain the Nanado Aban and MPP Aban so bebe from 2017 to 2018 no. Statistically what the nimienu sa otwemienu etun senia so a
so the first year of President Kufuor from 2017 to 2018
yeah
against the first year of John Dramani Mahama from 2025 to 2026
yeah
so how comparison this obabe
yeah
okay
the mechani say but made it brief
okay
I don't want us to go into the details so much Osha Nanado performed better
okay in his first year
yes especially with some critical decisions we take here within the first year
okay and
Osha CCA I think say the major issue confronting the NDC say omede macroeconomic discipline eba na omo establish the macroeconomic and we see the reason is that we share the challenges of the NDC in the first year omo face here na no anodin a change challenges anado ebebeto that time so and so you will see say free SHS will implement a huge budget all right okay. But at least it me a peja na banumu in terms of popularity so in the same way so share NDC so omatimi stabilize it the macroeconomic environment okay. And omatimi ama standard of living and so abafom okay amanfo ho ahenha wo which of course also provides that kind of how do we call it performance credibility to the NDC government. We share another first year in terms of inflation, in terms of standards of living, and equally it was good. Okay. So I say because prices were fairly good and and all these things, the main say good things are etimi buama oman no economy de mimi suru na mempese ebesi na yetimi anya aban ntotoaso ama oman no so etimi akona nim yie no so say this current government ema ni trim enkonkoye ne de so okay. Na onkonkoye no ma basabasa okay. So na afi ebedru ekire no na se ofiri so amaba fufuru bi aba na sa aba no eba bidi yaw okay all right the second thing na mesan aka say oman na yetimu no we don't have to celebrate mediocre kind of victories nkunim bia enorman ketenkete nkunim bia foundation to the economic development of this country so this is celebrating it too much. The man me can say ni. Se wo call aman bi so a aban ye kwan a onfantu no ho. Okay. So what you say? Se wo call oman bi so na say aban etimi bo modern stabilize inflation. You know, onfantu no ho. So on the eventually. Now, governments are in these days, abanya omo wiase no aman hodo no bi no. Enoma omo dwene ho no ye enoma ede impuntu akese.
Okay.
Ebeba omo ekrum ama omanfo no so ho ahenha omo. De me kan kwesi nyina na ye se oman President John Mahama wa manani ana ho na se wa nhyehyɛ economy no ama economy na enum pempensuo bi so a iti anye yi ade to na nado bi betimi ato no so
wa manani ana ho nhyehyɛ economy ni yi a
okay de to na nado no bi betimi ato no because you have foundation of economic development, the economy of Ghana ankasa na very 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 weak. It is near zero.
The economic foundation. Your man say kajina pen. A week.
Me say very, very, very.
As a nyakura, the teacher did almost very ready and I say.
And I'm saying near zero.
Oh, okay.
What you say? Yes, because we cannot live in a country or manya in Suanta a komoba.
Okay.
So. And then you say common so bounds to the inflation cost.
Sure.
Okay. Number 2, yentimi ntina o manya e mabunu over 1 million yen shede ni adwuma ye. What you say? But what you say? Because you say they were ni mu sesan. So,
okay.
Yentimi ntina o manya be fa ne say yemfiri dwuma. Enso so yentimi nka ho asem. Firiduma yegu enye ni papam ena yentimi nchekere omanya befa ne se bibia ye de kɔ abrochire kɔton bia no ye de no saa na ekɔ watu banche na de banche ne saa na de kɔ abrochire wa hataku wa dokuku amanaba
wakɔbɔ abane saa
na de kuku abane saa na de kɔ abrochire so ti ase ye ni nyina so bia betimi amoma ye tumpom Nuntina say aban afeno so na ban ye ne budgeta no asan dia shemu say we say donor agencies, donor governments, partner
development partners.
Yes, development partners. It was on best so yasene
because of the budget deficit now.
Why should that be? Why should that be? And it is a COVID from a pija we see na do nam wiem. They do a trench. Baby opibia no akogya wato they asem na beka sometimes when we are blaming governments, presidents, me no make us say eye wo man kasa na causes are no. So what I say because sekuro too na say we mia said that your friends akokram ebebe tare wo hwene so na say one fere so beto ha so won so fere so dey better. So me I feel that the air quiet be in say ye nya akandifo bia omani esi so say oman no omo maya de ho a independence in the ye nya ho okay na de be ma ye independence no fa hodie no agina brane no ye nya ho adwuma
ate Dr. Tutuboy, political marketer, investor of education, we neighbor. Bandi. NDC, John Mahama, 1 year in office.
Well, first of all, the DK meeting, Shaka Share, we call my party in Pennyphone, an acting national chairman, Chairman Buti, and the general secretary, Justin Kodia. And MPP flag bearer aspirant for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Honorable Kennedy Japan, Honorable Cabinet Japan, Honorable Brandy Champon. They are the way now almost carry on Omukasa Yemuno so far had given some hope to the party that the Koswana Yen year said the American initially the NDC in some few years ago went through more than hell. Busitano Nimune, Mahama Nimune Ade, they had their differences, but at the end of the day, because they had a common interest, personal interest, and almost shaman ye and tea say yes we able to me a tough one sometimes a problem say ye bedroom party no can near
okay well party can eba so be di
yes na ye nye na enkoye na nyame ya Adom 31st
okay
party no be fan into my pefra. As for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne na pamfo 1 year in office there utimi aka ho asem. You know what the facts are. Say Ghana for to Abama say Brabehwe na to niama. There are some basic things that omo hwe anim say we better to akwan mu na omo abrabo be harry kakra, like they will have some level of stability. But then enkofu iba aban mu in their first 1 year, it will be premature to make any judgment into the future. But based on what omo ESCC an, share the omo ESCC an bohun kontana since their aban etwem you would see clearly say on my scores initially I would give them 80%, but upon review my notes they would score around 40%. The facts are that when we say one major thing equity or my way said ya safer to your form agudie a pose threat to our environment ya ready ya riba they you know, associated issues on prostitution, drug peddling, ade. Oko areas bit so Obuasi started so to a former good year. And then Nami Yampo young woman. We've always had say omo to a former good year, but Oko Obuasi and now share a Komanya, yes, ye to a former good year woman. You would see clearly say Ambwa will be the threats are there clearly. And so Omoba omo share boss Galamsey ya dia omubejina omna so no mako na aboa Ghana, but evidently from omwamun crofo some of their appointees are actively involved in this mining activities. People have allegedly accused some people within their government structures omufi say they are into illegal mining. National organizer was mentioned out there for say Oye Galamsey. I think first vice chairman or the third vice chairman, Honorable Abanga, was mentioned. Say, Onosuka, Omo a former good year hunty, a buying penny for 150. Copim some pens we, ye whom Umpupia. And he said, Oka say, score a grade beyond 40 now, if are not helping issues. Secondly, a ban issues of the judicial system. Era Mahama Ba Abemu in his first 1 year. Ana dia NC da wabakosimu esiye se omampeni bi beba na yato abama o se brabehwe na beebi a yebu attention ni no hyemu kane no na afei for your personal interest osi watwen omame na odi na juma as chief justice no esi nchen abra na hwehwemu ekoso ade na odede osi na ye mampeni dia obeka na wom obia de obia beke bia it doesn't make sense to you. Which we need to sign here. And this is a dent on the integrity of our court system. A long way to affect the history of our country. So President Mahama in history will be say waba omayimwa onu watumi chief justice efi nejumedia odi. Well, according to him, say ye twa kwan na amfa ofia Obeka said until say Befa Ofium.
Okay, so the process no maybe one more na amamra kwans na ensem factor.
Completely flawed process.
And a mampeni AUC.
Personally, mature petition for the removal of the Chief Justice or Chief Justice Bafuboni on the grounds of stated misbehavior based on the article.
What the petition come out?
Omampeni
President Mahama.
Yes. Based on Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution, say penny no could incomobi wabejama na entry na say oba yen constitution ni mu ana yen mrapon ni mu a opani bia wo sa de bre no ekodi sa nkomo no obedwemu a entwa yi enti anka won hwehwemu na se de emra na tie no won fa nya adwuma omampani Mahama say wono no wa ben mu nti de obia beke bia
or my response.
They never came out with a response, but the petition was accepted by them, signed by one of their staffers. Copy him Saturday. I feel no become once a month. So these are some of the things.
And what do you call that?
I think 7th October.
7th October.
Yeah.
And the petition.
It was 6th October. It was submitted on 6th October.
Okay.
It was accepted on the 7th October.
Okay.
And we
so
had
it means at that time, Bafuboni was a justice of the Supreme Court.
Was the acting.
Was the acting
yes,
Chief Justice.
No, acting.
It's now come over now so could the who classified as stated misbehavior.
Mikaya Rua Bafuboni are now acting Chief Justice. Or nim na Brenna now doing the Juma as acting Chief Justice. Then na a Kubia a friend Ghana Law Society.
Okay.
They a Mr. Honorable Roxen Dapia for Roxen. And one Israel Tete.
Okay.
They called down court say Omoshe Omujumadi now Omudina they would want to be working similar to the Ghana Bar Association.
Okay, like no so another lawyer. Okay.
Said yeah omonso beda ombenya omfa hodie. And these issues were taken to court abrana court hwe nim say omebu attention ni ama omo.
Okay.
And group na efre omo Ghana Law Society no ati say ya appointee Era Bafuboni as Chief Justice no omko ho say omo kosra no. Ekodu ho nkomodie mu na Chief Justice eka say onu hwe a ginaya na omo si so omo de asem ne court no onu fuwa so.
Okay.
Wasan so hwe bie mu nso a Ghana Bar Association no ebe hia say obenya an alternative body a anu nso be ye adwuma as just as the Ghana Bar Association.
Okay.
And according to the Bangladesh principle of judicial procedures, Openi Bafuboni at to Samran, and your code of conduct regulated activities of justices and lawyers in Ghana. Okay. And also he has breached that
okay.
That law.
It's the code of conduct no. Part na Ora Bafuboni eto ye per Ghana's justice code of conduct.
The code of conduct no says we openi na even in our local settings no see the assembly down as ohene na e was say na ohwedin ebua attention in here.
Okay.
And by virtue of his position as the Chief Justice
the acting Chief Justice.
The acting Chief Justice no. Ono na obey panel bench na o determine case we.
Okay.
It is enkrofo na afana omo aba wo so omo be part attention ni no aba wo na say already no o kire wo say that is let's not forget say one aspect of enkrofo na omo court no na be sra no.
Okay.
Enti if you are already saying say asem na mo de call down court no manage ho mefo so a you are preempting judgment. What you
even when he was not going to be the judge.
Whether you are the judge or not, at the end of the day, you have the right to empanel the bench. So if you are already telling us in public, say na ujina yet the old fee say, already you are telling us because you are in support of what is happening, you are surely going to pass a judgment that will favor the interest.
So does it translate? Say now while you say the fact say Justice Paul Bafuboni be a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah. The judge is likely to reason same as Justice Paul Bafuboni in this case, Anna.
Assuming without admitting that only no krempo.
Okay.
Basically, no. Say many who was same wa himfie. Na say openi and a behwe abua tentini nia. Ehu ehia say openi ebedi nkomo bi a kire say wo no ebia wo ye no wafase ananso ye ne nua bi nti ana empo onimu wo nkra no de a wo de ko wo de ba wo de asem na wo de bedan wa hemfie no ono wo ye adwen.
Okay.
Na che say openi already had stated say he has an interest.
Okay, but so openi na ye kan one asem se no enyo openi ono e kwa akotena asem ne so.
Nyo no betena.
That is it.
But na cha me for no betena.
Yes,
he would appoint, it is assumed say he would appoint people who reason in the same line with him.
Wow.
Yes. Ye hu bi da e wo kromu ha. Na
say Chief Justice a pound crofua.
Yeah.
And no mobile reason alike to sit on certain cases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. So anti ye di down.
So from 7th October now, company after indicate mam so mo sakamokrata no.
Yeah.
Omo respond here.
Omo respond here.
Okay.
Obian Kahun's wasem.
Okay.
We are in a democratic country where the rule of law works. And so, say, say petition, the petition I down. What Jina and no so Abuwa say Chief Justice or yen the Juman, on find the Juman to her. Na say Ghana near or so Omaniba, actual petition abroad say na me fee say asem na ko say empo we yan fifie mu na hwe say dia wo ye de be down nyanse bi enim would rather say bia betumi abuegu but to be silent on it means that you have some interest and you know what you are keeping. And so with the judicial system Omampeni Mahama actually yen say any government that will come again so fee say wa ba ben mu na say Chief Justice na wo ho no oni na nya adwen a betumi apakuti kwan bi so yi ne asinchen. And so that is a bad precedent. And issues of security.
Okay.
Omampeni Mahama ba abemu. One major achievement of his was the conflicts in Boku, chieftaincy crisis, conflicts among chiefs. Uba Sampa, the same thing. Uko Boku, the same thing. In as much as the Otun for His Royal Majesty is doing his best to try and resolve this matter. These are sitting matters. Na ehun here say aban ananse amanyo ku bia edi omanu be for him because ye nyina yeti we ye free krobisu ana ye free maintain bi mu and anything can happen at any time. And so issues of conflicts there and can nya amanyosem but Omampeni Mahama gina simpie suka say MPP for na wa ban mu na bokufo ewon semsem but onu no ba ban mu a issues of this nature no will be a thing of the past. Oba ye anche and 1 week in Pokra the number of casualties I recorded in Boku is costing the state so much. The security now ye deploy womu say omun kwhwe na omuma asumdie mbra ho. The state is spending so much on them. The number of souls are lost in Boku, the number of properties are yashi. So we compare in figures as a huge sum of money.
Okay.
And so these are some of the achievements of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
That's
and me de
last one
ka hunso no Ghana for bua wamamua the basic things like my senior said no enyoma o mo hwe ho bua se wa yade ana wa anya ade is on the economy. Oko Budami marketer the market woman then on fa ho se economy no inflation figures no 5,000 and now say 5.5. All they want to see is that there is a drastic reduction in the price of commodities, which is affecting their livelihood. NPP for na yewa abemu na we're handling an inflation of about 23.3%.
2022.
Yes, around 2022.
Okay.
And NDC for buy and umbefa omuyan kakra and it stands around 5.5, which is good news for everybody. Ye ni a Ghana for MPP and a Ghana for NDC. Ye nyina ya Ghana for say ko year nobody in MPP wishes President Mahama bad. Enra meka ye one your sisters a prime joy prime say Omampeni say bibi wo ho a ofi say MPP for be ya aboa no na ne na mamwo no a obun ebeko year. At this moment we do not have a different president for MPP and a different president for NDC. We only have one president for Ghana. And when I carry my passport and I leave this country this morning, when I go out there, I'm representing Ghana and not MPP. And so if he does it well, we applaud him. But so the economic indicators, the figures are clear, but it is not reflecting in the pockets of the people. Ufa kenke, for instance, and this is a local commodity. Say a bowl of kenke is around 5 cedis to 18 cedis as it stands.
A bowl of kenke?
No, a bowl of maize, which is the raw material. Kenke is around 5 cedis to 18 cedis.
Okay.
You understand? And he said, inflation figures 5.5. Nasa mina na metina an economy of 23.3% inflation. Na me talking 5 cedis. Na the inflation figure is around
5 cedi in which form?
Oh, that's the normal size now. Tarton.
The normal
5 cedis. Okay. Na MPP wa ben mu no 5 cedis. Ene yeton 7 cedis.
The same kenke.
Yet wait me for chili has here. Now bet me small producers are chili has here at to be able. I will pay for it. Now on measure the price of kenke as it stands today right now. It's around 7 cedis. The sound she me cry ni say when say boy is there. Aduane adu twaji ya ho kakra ni kenke ni gobe. Eno so na ne boy den.
Gobe
boy den. Nti boys yi complain. Nti say wo hwe some of these indicators are bella akwa locally manufactured.
Yeah.
and the price of Belacqua previously was around 4 cedis.
Which size?
I think
0.5, your 1.5.
Let's use a medium size for
the
instance.
Medium size, okay.
MPP wa ben muna near around 23.3% inflation.
Okay.
Now Belacqua was around 4 cedis. And on most of the shops you will find it at 5 cedis.
What to do a
and some na make me anya no asem ene ya na make ene ya asem na make
what one way
ene me be mi fa kanda kwan.
Okay.
Oba be o mo moton ni ma
traffic light. Okay.
You can try that and you will get the figures real.
Ghana for what one say?
Me 25 cedis.
Okay, but now and then people 24 cedis.
4 cedis. Okay. And an economy of 23.3% inflation.
Okay.
And what President Mahama is doing is mimicking the inflation, but the implications of doing the inflation is very bad, and we will not want to have that situation. Okay. Yeah, we were faced with a bad external influence, the COVID-19, the Russia-Ukraine war, and all that. Those are the issues that battled with our government, and even with that, we were able to manage the economic.
ABM. The Honorable former Member of Parliament for Buem constituency.
Buem.
Oh, so MP.
He's coming from my hometown.
So we don't know him. Your hometown.
It's serious.
I am from
so a government you are part.
Okay.
Eddie, 12 months, exactly 3 days. How will you assess it?
Yo, open me that was it. And I'm a for a chef for it for Nina. Mina can say, Edanya Miasi. Ghana for Dodo na Edanya Miasi.
Okay.
I didn't know Mudanya Miasi. Now I'm a very strong communicator.
Okay. Yeah.
And as a former member of parliament, I know the figures.
Okay.
The sickest. Me to me tenase na me share na me bo comparison. Nti me bisa me hu say. Nana do 726.7 billion a eye car or jadi kofi. Emra onu bae no. Wabesha 120 billion as Ghana car. Na me chef from say mankase abambi ambobusia.
Okay.
Na wa bobusia na sa sika yeti 120 ma is over 600 billion. Ejuma no edafom. Development no.
Busiana oji so.
Yes.
Kana betu ye no so.
Yes.
Busiana edwuma be na eye. Sana peso.
Yes.
Okay.
On say Dr. Tutu kai. Say ense say ye celebrate say obi ye kwai.
Yeah.
But Dr. Tutu be kai say na do ni MPP aban omudi that celebration at the bar here, even though I don't follow you on your social media.
Okay.
I didn't know or I didn't hear what you have said.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Missy, even though, no, I gave a caveat.
Okay.
Missy, even
okay, so
though.
when you're to me, I'm monitor.
Yes.
When NPP was in power.
Yes.
But let me say
I'll
let you continue. But it has always been my long-held thoughts. I've said it on Joy in the past from 2021 coming, which I can record for you. I've said it on TV3 several times. I've said it on GH1 several times. I believe, say maybe we banam kutu any school fees. So that is my point.
And that is why I respectfully shoot that caveat.
Okay.
Main for loan.
Well, when 1 10 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I actually responded.
But that was
another time he didn't hear me say that.
And I said, but because I did not follow your social media, no man, that is the way I put it.
Okay,
so
but
that
what about me your time? Me my mom just every say me your time. Me start with time now.
Oh no.
Ever say.
No, Saturday.
But so what oh go baby. But my na price here da ye beto aso. Eti yahwe Attorney General, maybe so by year assessment. But I think about a month or two ago, Attorney General a year an update on Ora. Baby on my year what you ma and the aqua do. Yes, Attorney General update no.
I will do two things. Firstly, I will provide update on the oral investigations we've been conducting and the oral related prosecutions that have been filed so far. Second, you would recall that on March 20th, 2025, when I announced the Kobna Adubohin investigation, I referred to an ongoing investigation as the Rumble in the Jungle. The reference was to the buffer stock criminal investigation. I will this morning announce the conclusion of investigations into the elaborate criminal enterprise that started in 2018 after the appointment of Hanan Abdul Wahab as Chief Executive Officer of the Buffer Stock Company. Ladies and gentlemen, as far as the oral investigations are concerned, the status report is as follows. Out of the report of the oral committee submitted to my office, we instructed the National Intelligence Bureau in March 2025 to conduct investigations into cases of suspected acts of theft and graft by public officials and their allies in the private sector. The investigations were necessary because the oral committee reports did not contain the evidence required to prove the guilt of the suspects in court beyond reasonable doubt. It is always important to remember that the oral committee was tasked by His Excellency the President to receive complaints of looting of state resources, and complaints do not constitute irrefutable evidence of criminality. Our investigators have diligently concluded investigations in the following cases: the SkyTrain, National Service Ghost Name Scandal, District Road Improvement Project, or DRIP, National Lotteries, Palgo Multipurpose Dam, SML, Frontier Healthcare Services, Free Wi-Fi, National Ambulance, Boankra Integrated Inland Logistics Terminal, Sputnik V vaccines case, and the land looting cases. In the case of the land looting cases, 8 have been completed, and then 1 is outstanding. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a sense of what pertains. When the dockets are brought to my office, and the latest set of dockets were brought 2 weeks ago, I go through them diligently with the prosecution staff, the attorneys in the prosecution division, and other lawyers we work with, and then we can build a case and advise the investigators as to what to do when we find loopholes that may be exploited by defense attorneys. So I want to give 2 examples. In the case of the Boankra Integrated Inland Logistics Terminal, the report has been returned to my office. We have done our reading of the report and analysis of it, and we've come to the conclusion that there is a need for us to have a value for money audit, because that is the only way by which we'll determine the extent to which there was malfeasance relating to the finances of the project. But so far, nothing has been discovered that should, cause us to take action in court in terms of criminality. I'll give another example. The District Road Improvement Project, which is DRIP. We did the investigation. The preliminary report was returned to my office. I studied it. I gave directions as to what to do. And the investigators have gone back to do went back to do their work. And they came back with a report that I can tell you has, pinpointed certain acts of malfeasance that we are working on. So, for instance, in the case of DRIP, they were overpaid. That is, JA Plant Pool was overpaid by $2 million. The contract sum was 176 million United States of American dollars. On the face of the contract, that is the sum that was stated. When we examined the invoices of payments, it was $178 million that was paid. So right away, there was a difference of $2 million. So we asked that $2 million be paid back by JA Plant Pool. We also realized that 190 pieces of equipment were added and cleared without payment of tax. In other words, they were added to the list as if they were tax exempt.
The Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, update on Ora, baby, my Yeshimun Aquacuno. It's honorable for me. So this was amongst what is the Canada?
Oh, no. Once a teacher, always
it's always a teacher.
You must speak the information as they come. Yo, into a tier for I am say a Yakoja Homika Kraba. Now, in summer, Misha say, can say, looking at 1 year of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the debt stock yebe shy was so scary.
The debt,
a can was so scary. Why was it scary? Misha, where are going to be the sources of revenue? At the same time, Sikano entumi anye juma ebia should bring the Ghanaian standard of living level to a certain level. According to say, a cow say development as say canon say. Now you have to pay the debt, bring it down, and then raise the development. That was the main concern. And I was also scared, say, for the 8 years Hamatina Parliament, first term of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and then first term of His Excellency Nana Adudankwa Akufo-Addo.
Who can first year?
The first term, no, okay, first year, first term.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we get to the chamber every day, it's so scary. Me see, first term of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
2017.
Yes.
Okay.
So from even 2013.
Okay.
So the Parliament of Ghana or the whole nation, we were living on borrowing. That is what I want to put across.
Okay.
We were living on borrowed money. Oh, you can see that we say you Canadian loan, something million. You call the UK buying loan, say America buying loan, sa loan sa. Intimisa bisami who said, "Mpempensu ananado sa jai Ghana no. What are we going to do?" But God was so merciful. And I think that is what Ghanaians must be praising. Sir, for the first year of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abain 2025, Yankwa Manoni Anko Bobusia. 2025.
Okay.
Yankwa Manoni Anko Bobusia.
Okay.
Na sabusiano nanka yekobo ya ekita dollar interest rate. Dollar na uko bobusia amanone say dollar na ojie.
2025 ya mobusia.
Yeah, dabi. Nye boy a local one.
Okay, go can international.
Me say amanoni undichi unya twini. Undichi. Mi mama mi su atwi na me kire otwi. Yanko amanoni yanfre aeroplane ko bobusia obi. Do you get me right?
Okay.
That shows I'm a good teacher. I said, now, niayebo locally kurano.
Okay.
Nana donumu kana na editua uka say nkokrani mbrewa kitapuma ko Ministry of Finance DDP.
Okay.
DDP domestic debt exchange no. And no nice say just kana yetua magana for because they are citizens of this country.
Okay, so where the facture bill yankwa amononi yankobo besia because na akwanya se ebe kwa amononi yakwa besia eni ho anase ampampa se aban na abo ne timpo se onye besia ewa oba amononi
aban eba mi ni aka se yetu aba mawo se be hwe oman no so a
yeah
ye di mawo na ye di so a
yeah
and also so the citizens of this country so no omo twen say whether it is hot or cold no
okay
onu de opesewa by manimbo brapa.
Okay.
So what has this government done? Number one, or the discipline of governance edia to ho. Se e kaida ho. Ye ni sika ebetua. Wadika kachre before even come to office say he's cutting down the number of appointees, especially the ministers, to 60. In there yeti ha kasai, omu 58. May their souls rest in peace. Omu 58. And we are managing with that. That comes with self-discipline, governance discipline.
Can Honorable also tell us the number of presidential status?
Number of ministers never for you are making some financial gains.
Yes, because as a former member of parliament, I know what a minister gets.
Okay.
In this, we have a 125 ministers. And now Bibazu says 60. Look at the difference.
We need those clarifications.
Look at the difference. Kainanado by first time, Nipado doesn't our appointee as ministers. 125.
120 and 125.
125. Whether 120 or 125, if it is 60, it is half of it.
Okay.
Did you save something? When you sit down in your chair, looking into the sky, trying to manage your family, what does that tell you? Now, another thing is, when scandals are able to say, no, near Attorney General,
yeah.
In the first year of Nanado, we started seeing this oil, 5 million oil, these things. And drew even 4 months. The recklessness started. Now, when you come to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we are celebrating 1 year. Can you tell me any empirical recklessness of the government appointee? That is discipline. It is not always looking for money. But when you look for money, who spends the money? That is discipline. The expenditure of the resources of this state must come with discipline. Did we have that discipline? Yes. And that is why, Dr. Tutu, your analysis on the first Ukachremi said, Nanado Abobrapa and the governance. Well, you stand by opinion, but I also disagree.
Okay.
I agree with him. I respect him. Dr. Tutu is my friend. But I totally disagree.
Well, like say,
because I'm coming. When Nanado came, the inflation was 15%. I was in parliament.
Oba.
2017.
2017.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Obisusuba wabetu inflation of 23%. Where did Nanado push the inflation to Ansano free office?
Okay.
And now within his period.
No, we inherited 20% when we came in office.
That is not true. I was a member of parliament.
20%.
2017, the inflation of Ghana was never 20%.
For January 2017,
yes,
the year-on-year inflation rate in Ghana was 13.3%. A decrease from December 2016, 15.4%.
Remember 15.
In 2016.
So 15.4% was for December 2016, but for January 2017, that inflation is 13.3%.
And look at from charitable. Okay. 15.
Okay.
My brother, you are my brother. I'm telling you, I was in parliament.
I think
it is not the phone that is telling me. I was there. Until Omu picking 15%. Omu to me the inflation for 54%. Me I catch me say, Nnawotwe the market ben no boy metro market no the crap. Domi market no. And far say inflation is 5,000. That is a wrong analysis. You are my younger brother. When a woman only funny who say inflation is 5,000, it is because she doesn't know the economics. And you have to teach him or her the economics. Say, who cause ukoto oil or see chuenami frebisa say price no say no it is saying. That is why you tell the woman that it is the inflation that is working that way. In the market say ukoto adia obisa catch say chuenami frebisa say price from it is saying. That is how you have to explain to that woman to understand says that is why you useful to affirm a new price because the inflation is high to 54%.
Is it not also obvious that
please don't do that? You keep quiet. You see the way I wrote what you were saying? Right. And that is the type of politics they were doing with Ghanaians, lying to them. In this, a so catch Ghana and he said, Tio Mahama ba yenu. car that one through discipline no ye moving now from 726.7% no at around 630 billion
for the first year.
Even yes, for the first year. Okay. And we have reduced our what? Loan rate. Young Kwama no young Kobobusia. Uko Bobusia. And no crampo Ghana for anything I miss. And no crampo ya brofwe say yamba Bobusia wo monchen.
You say you new concept of Bobusia say.
Ye wokwan.
Oh yeah, sure.
You see ye wokwan go and see our rating. Ghana rating say yes. When we die junk status on my family Africa capital market, but we don't even have the appetite to go. If we can work hard locally, just as we are doing, why do you have to go and borrow? Is borrowing a blessing? It is never. And so the gold board come in and help us solve these problems. And this is something you have to praise.
Okay.
My brother was celebrating mediocre. Dr. Kase, we shouldn't celebrate mediocre. When somebody says that we should have an alternative Ghana Bar Association, is it a crime?
Okay.
No, me we that time kakra mami. We cannot be celebrating mediocre.
Okay.
So can say bar for money, I can say yes, you have an alternative to this. Into the petition court. When you leave this place, go and take your petition back. That is mediocrity. And we are moving forward. Please don't do that. You see, the national service scandal a course. And then we look at what? Akunta mining issues, exim bank loan. Look at the way they dissipate our money. Now, so when you compare the first year, Dr. Tutu, you are my good friend. Go and then do a very, you are my good brother, so I will not say anything that. You see, let us look at it passionately. What are the fundamentals then? What are the fundamentals today? What are the GDP, debt to GDP?
But I say,
I know Nazaka. Media said, I'm in part of Ghana for Madam Massey. We shall nipa 10 there.
Okay.
Ubi some say Ghana to say. When someone to make a child say, a year, 8 no, they are discerning. A year, that is democracy.
The ones who will say,
that is democracy. Consolidate on my penny say, let us consolidate on these gains. Okay. It is on this premise I am pleading with the institutions and agencies of state. Minya pawanta pano, onu onya salary. By your institutions, no, and away one man yambeko strike no, and best saying ya yesha.
Now to you yesterday on Adom TV. Madam person Monday. I'm not mercy. Hey, on Abuash Yama. Dear BM Nasa Kamankai. Whatever so
I'm but look, I was a teacher in the communicator.
Yeah.
Then you allow them to
Yes, I'm going to baby. Emra now to you so on Adom TV. Your comments to your Facebook stream and I say, yeah, Benji Brady, I can kai a day about on a watch. Doctor, yes.
Honorable make solid arguments.
Okay.
So, but what I was saying was that the first year.
Okay.
First year. So, it is so far 2017 figures of inflation.
Okay.
I want another time. Now they are share figures of 2018 another time. So,
okay.
Now if you have about figures of your friends say 2025.
Yeah.
So, Mahama time. Then you can now talk about the 1 year, performance in terms of inflation.
Okay.
So what I say. I was not talking about the first year.
Okay.
Sorry, the first term.
Okay.
Okay. It is also inflation in 2016 December.
Yeah.
Okay. Year 12. At the end of December, now inflation rate is 15.4.
Yeah.
Now at the end of January 2017, now inflation is what? About 13.3.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Usually when there's a transition, you cannot credit the government because of one thing. The performance in the previous year. And that current year. Now, over 2017, which I can talk about, the actual performance of the MPP government from 2017 to 2018, almost started December 2017 with 11.8%. Inflation, Business and Financial Times records. Okay. But in January 2018, which is the 1 year period that MPP government has been in place, from 2017 to 2018, December 2017, 11.8, January 2018, 10.3.
Okay.
So there was a reduction of 1.5.
So the first year of Akufo-Addo was a 10% inflation rate.
At the end
of the year.
Yes.
And John Mahama is doing 5.3 or 5.5%.
So even where John
Mahama, that's this question.
I said
who does best?
You see, I'm saying that
10-5. Who does best?
Ghana for me.
No, who catch him? That is what my position is.
That is it. Your position.
So I was saying, say, when you pick inflation, there was a drop.
Okay.
In President Akufo-Addo time.
Okay.
And now you pick inflation, there's a drop in a. So you see, I earlier on said, say, I don't want to go into the statistics.
Okay.
So, but Honorable wanted us to do that.
Okay.
Okay. My point is that look, even if we appreciate the significant drop in inflation. Inflation grab 1%, I'll be very much happy.
Okay.
But the sustainability of the inflation, are the factors driving the current push of inflation down, the current drop in inflation, those factors, how sustainable are they? You understand?
Okay.
In fact,
inflation ever from
okay. So until one another making me point is say if we are not careful, near and build a solid foundation, you are not fapping papa more dinner. So a bedroom rebino, sir, a niji a yen yen and that's how bad than you soon. Tinam cast a me and then make us see and fear they're two a Akufo-Addo. The baby to me at Mahama.
Yeah. See, I'm here
near no me because you see, it becomes a bit, and I don't get it. All right, this is it. It is good that inflation back from Kudrima, normal boy for petrol boy for. In fact, my last journey to Kumasi and to Doma, from Accra to Doma, you see 650 Ghana cedis. Fuel. Wow. 650. I was shocked. Name one. You understand?
Okay.
And you see, honorable me, you know that because Omani it is Adiniko Yameka Sekoye, 650 from Ayi to Doma. I was shocked. Okay, maybe I cried because I'm a bad straight,
I ended up using 600 Ghana.
Okay.
Now you see, but my point is this: if Tor is not working, if Tor is not building that capacity, it bet me am I a process food I don't normal waha. Am I now so fast wa? Now you kwaya anansi about.
Okay.
Are we going to keep changing dollars, hard currency, millions of them, to go and bring in refund fuel?
Yeah.
Then it puts pressure. It will be true, baby. No, ejuma awaye ni nyina na sa by zero.
Yeah.
You understand? Okay. And so these are some of the things. That is why the gold. That is why I believe that the gold for oil policy, even though at a point in time it was described as a barter system.
Okay.
I feel that it was very good.
Yeah.
For us. You understand me? Okay. Beyond that, the gold for reserves. Sort as here. Even in these times. So we need to properly research into these policies.
Okay.
Na yehwe kwan ya yebefa so a. Sa results na ebenya from that research. Yebetimi upgrading na yetimi implement it to the point that yebenya extreme benefit out of it.
Okay.
Beyond that, question I say, yeah, you bit bad. You see, beyond that, because what I'm saying is that innovativeness and creativity drives the world now. So we have innovative governance, new theories coming up in innovative governance. Governance doesn't live in the past. It lives in in recency.
Yeah, present.
Okay. So what it means is that baby I bedu say no aben bi a wote so president bi a wote so minister chief director hwan think beyond the box.
But that's it. That's too. Boy. Yeah, got some few 2 minutes right now.
Yeah. So I know one thing for a fact. Me PhD in economics. Okay. But with the small mathematics now, Dr. Nambi Ochemi secondary school, I do believe that once an inflation figure is going down, it should have to cut across the life, the living conditions of the people. Yeah. Mr. Siama, Honorable Siama said, Maya Nkase, the person in the market should not be concerned about inflation figures. But you and I know for a fact that
the woman should be concerned.
You said it.
The market woman should be concerned.
It is not their business. The woman, whatever you have to do,
you who said it.
What we have to do for them to experience a better economy where price of commodities had gone down, everybody is happy. If price of commodities are good, I am also a Ghanaian.
But is it also not true, say?
Yeah.
They are not being real with the prices.
If they are not being real, that is why yesterday I suggested to the president that the best way to curb some of these issues is to form task forces with his ministers, his MCs, to go and assess the price of the commodities. Like I said earlier, oyo mampeni ama Ghana, se Ghana beko ya ejinaye nyina yen so.
When him say oye sanso, you are taking us back to the days of price control.
Yes.
It is something that Ghana need be a pesevesa kobe. But so it's normal say.
Yes.
But one day, and now make of na exchange rate no, be a 15 cedis.
Yes.
And the exchange rate no about 10. Is a no 20 cedis.
Yeah.
Certainly, so give me a fair idea say or 70 board so. Emma no baba ton so I want to be hand. But so I found 15 cedis. Now be fan now be catch them say oh 7 ton the same rate of 15 cedis. I mean meanwhile you are trading at 10 Ghana cedis.
And that is what
then you're not being fair.
That is what some of the market women are doing.
Yeah.
And it's not entirely all the things we did in the past that are wrong. I like what Doctor just said right now. Some of the initiatives by the previous government should not be seen absolutely as something wrong. Say dear Oman amanyo kuna etwe mu kono eye ye no wohwe mu na se bi wo mu na se ebeboa wo mining kanko a you buy into it. Stabilizing the seed, for by the grace of God, the hard efforts of the current CEO Edmond Combat, I always applaud him for his active contribution. So far, Tor was closed for some period now, but when he took over, I think they started operations I think in December, and it will add up to stabilizing our currency. because the amount of money now we need locally to import fuel, and no be kahuna yafangu all the time. The prices keep shooting up, so we are hopeful. Say, tough what be your price of fuel and so from. And I generally say if the price of fuel goes down, it affects all other food commodities. Yeah. So Mr. Siama and his government, we are not entirely against you, but all we are saying is that what we are experiencing today...
They revise your 40%. Revise, because you are not doing fair assessment as at that time. So revise it and tell Ghana, per this discussion, you have revised it. Because you did it out of a bit of...
why you are right, we'll give you your credit. We are not hypocrites. And I continuously said that.
But I still stand by your 40%.
No, 40%. I will even lower it if he pushes me. I will lower it.
Celebrating mediocrity.
But what we are saying is that we have a goodwill toward them. We are only praying that they succeed. But if by their own mistakes decide not to succeed, Ghanaians will judge, and at the end of the day, we will go back to the pools. And so I beg to differ. But he also mentioned the fact that in our previous government we appointed more ministers, and that led to wasting so much money. So enti omo the omo ye ni say omo decide say omo befa minister 60, but me catch the number of unnecessary appointments omo ya oko presidency
unnecessary as I say
omo because if omo Ghana for ehun say omo ba aban mu a omo be appointee lower number of ministers no, they've done that is okay, we accept it, but omo pushy pressure no, from the appointment of ministers into the appointment of presidential staffers. So
presidential staffers awards say those chair under President Kufuor.
Oh yes.
Give us the statistics.
Well, so I don't have the figures now.
Okay. But on what base now?
But the fact remains that as of when they took over, the assistant, I think they had about 190
statistics, bro.
I think about 190. No, I won't pretend and give you figures that are not accurate. So I want to give you an exact figure.
It's premature for you to conclude. Yes. Presidential staff is awards is in the doors of China.
Per what we witnessed when they took over, when they after the inauguration and appointment of ministers, or ministers for you. There are some institutions in Poa. They were supposed to have deputy ministers. A bit say, I think sports, interior, and they were supposed to have deputy ministers who are helping them augment their job. But because Wabesha Bona, Ufi Ghana will hold you responsible for the things you told them. On to me, a bit say Minister of Agric. They were Minister of Agric, and we have another appointed presidential staffer in charge of Otukono. So it is more like appointing two people for one office. Can you tell me basically what the job of Otukono is at the presidency? Nothing.
Okay, so what was the job of Kenofrata bringing from the finance ministry to the Jubilee House?
He was a financial advisor to the presidency.
You see, that was it. We see me new fruity. My main culture, who per se, ye argument a frame. Na mean chiro. Because me per se, OT and Queen. Do you get it right? NPP OT should go forward, NDC OT should go forward.
Definitely.
This Adom TV is a big platform.
Definitely.
So when you are coming here, you must have your figures. On say me bomb between 15%. Mo check here na December neda. Do you get it right?
Yeah,
so learn from me. I don't want you to go down as a T person. Go up. Now, you see, this is what we are talking about here. Consolidation of the gains is very crucial. And no, they're gonna need beer become eternity. Okay. Baby, if NPP will continue to criticize NDC, say yenuye, I will love that. Okay. Because at the end of the day, say yenuye tia. Yeah. Now we say Ghana for benya aban hu faso. Abatu wo ye tunu ye be ombenya hu faso. Do you get it right? Yenu abonsu okose of RTI say omo gold board in channel. Fantastic. No be abunfu no. Echere say yanyi gold board in same and chere Ghana for. Na time be no MPP for they will be feeding on that. Because one can't chromo. And yes, sir. Okay. So I saw on social media
let us involve even international financial experts.
Okay.
With Ghana financial experts, no more in consolidating the gains of gold board. Be beyond that, because ye nim say MPP for anka say Bank of Ghana akotwa sika ediama gold board amomudi ato gold. So they use a certain strategy strategy nini dey. Ya free banks omo Ghana ha. Dollars do say na we be here. Ewa fi we mu say anabusumi we mu. Okay, fa ho sika bra. Ye di ma gold board a. Wato gold a ye ko ton a ye nyamfa so. Wususu dollar no egu bank no. Those are the things we should look at. Say, e ka mo say gold board abono. Akoba say sami jemfi afa sika no. Sami jemfi that trade a loss a buy no or the killing smuggling. Because I was a smuggler, a small boy smuggler during a champion timer. Late President Champion.
Now smuggle there.
Coco.
Whoa.
Yes, me, Makanda, and this is not the first place. They are because there are no essential commodities. Who are cocoa or them will be a man top.
Now smuggle going for
Togo.
Oh, yeah, dear.
Yes, me can creno. So in the same way,
we are watching about that time be a smuggler.
Oh, so who can say when you smuggler, then you are not co. 99%.
Also for crowd to a smuggler.
Yes. Now, it is a net. A man only for to me be fire gold.
Okay.
And ya akonya profit. Omuba kruma no ma ye kese East Legon ni cantonment dan a me Ghana nia gold no shama sase ase no. Min to min koda ho. E ho no mu da. E ho no mu didie. E na ye hu say nkrofo ekura ba ha mu didie da wo hakra no. Omu ye gold smugglers. Inti ye mbra foforo. Say no bian to me fa gold free krom hai. Edi ko akonya ni profit abetena ho. Why should you go to Dubai? You tell them you've exported gold 2 billion. The figure is higher. Excess smuggling edi akutin wakrum ha. So now the gold board omuye mra ukita gold unye 1 2 free gold board one. This is what we the political actors say yes. If it is good, let us support it.
Okay.
Now, let us find a way say transaction losses no embra form. Na ye ko yenim na Ghana yen sanko bobusia say Ghana for mesra mususu muma yen susu ya asem kai kire say IMF na ni engineer e koso wo Ghana o na nka mo pe no na nka ya be bobusia be say 5 billion no mu di nsin hu no mu na aeroplane mu no mu ka chese o ye be sama mu we nsan ye be sama mu ni nyina no wo betua hu nsin hu
the president makwasi yem ko biem
who say
president must say IMF yem ko be the 17th time
here and na me ka say MPP for ye nyina CPP ye njintum say say gold a ye tu etumi boa ye sa muma ye njina ye nan so na ye ye nuiye wono mu bi sansem nyina ye kyerɛkyerɛ mu ase a wono be dwo mu ni guase no ma gye ni guase wono mu be kɔ anim susu na ekɔ ni na Ghana ye
see ora ba hia ba ogu so hwɛ da otwe dwuma ni
azemfatre
So we say good morning. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has marvelously done well in his first year in office. Stabilization of the Ghanaian economy, developmental projects are ongoing smoothly. Surely Ghana is on the right path. We never regretted for voting for change. Aban Papa Abba, greetings to Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra, 2 p.m. Kmeba, and referee Asante Mampong, Ebai. Wednesday, President John Dramani Mahama has achieved several notable milestones in his first year in office. Inflation has reduced from 23.8% to 11.5% between December 2024 and July 2025. And the Ghana city has strengthened. The government has maintained and strengthened the free SHS policy with the highest budget ever implemented free tertiary education for persons with disabilities and refunded fees to 120,000 first-year university students. The national health insurance budget has increased by 13.4%. NHIS funding has increased by 66%. And the government has launched the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, etc. Regards to Honorable Bright Asamabre for MP for Bibiane Anua Subekwai Akisimi Edway Efri Sefi Bekwai Enode Ebamamna Umbra
emedi NPP amyoko ho enkomo eba ise